Hi everyone, Leanne here. I hope you're doing well. Today I am revisiting the 8 pen questions tag that Simona and I had created just last year, and I can't believe it's already been a year. For our 1 year anniversary, Simona had submitted, or she created, a Google form, and I have it posted on my community tab. I know Simona does, and also she has it posted in her Instagram as well. But you could fill out the Google Doc, and then Simona will then basically slot you into a particular day of the month of March. It's going to be kind of a fun sort of fountain pen, 8 pen questions train, so that every day in March we're going to have one creator posting a video, so that we all have a video to look forward to for the month of March related to the 8 pen questions. Hi everyone, this is Leanne, currently editing and watching the video. It might even extend into April, depending on the folks who want to participate. So I'm just starting it off, kicking it off for March 1st, but it's not too late. You can still sign up. You can fill out that Google Doc. I'll have it in the description box below. You can leave a comment down in the comment section or reach out to Simona, either of us on Instagram, and we can get you connected. You can either hop on the train and we can continue this chain until the very end, or you can also organically just post your own video response to the 8 pen questions. All right, see ya. Tell us about your fountain pen journeys. I have enjoyed watching and listening and reading everybody's responses. I've connected with a lot of the responses that people have given. We all have very different fountain pen journeys. How we got into fountain pens are also unique. But yet I've really identified with each and every one of you. So I hope this really encourages you. I hope that this can be that sign for you to join in on the conversation. Create a video, post it, use the 8pen questions hashtag, and just be a part of the conversation, be a part of the 8pen questions community. Okay, so with all that being said, I just want to say thank you to Simona for kind of spearheading this revisit 1 year later, and I cannot wait to see all of your responses. Question number 1 is, when and how did your fountain pen journey begin? Number 2 is, what were your favorite inks in the beginning and what are your go-to inks now? Number 3 is, how have your ink and pen tastes changed over time? 4 is, are there pens and inks that you have yet to try and would like to? Number 5 is, what is your holy grail pen? Number 6 is, how many pens do you currently own? Number 7 is, do you have a limit on pens and inks in your collection? Is it a number? Is it a feeling? And when do you know that you've reached your max? And the final question is, what would you do if another pen and ink came along? All right, so when and how did your fountain pen journey begin? In a nutshell, I got into a ski accident, got hurt, couldn't walk, and in that season of recovery, I was stuck on the couch and I discovered fountain pens by way of YouTube because I had a Hobonichi, and I was just watching content on Hobonichi planning, and then I discovered fountain pens. And so I have to give credit to Coffee Monsters Co., who then led me down the rabbit hole of Simona on Simone, Karina from Karina Lifts a Plan, and so many other channels that I will also mention in the description box and also on screen as well. It's not an exhaustive list. The list continues to grow because there are more and more newer channels that come up, and I'm just so excited to watch everyone's content. It's just so much fun. Favorite inks in the beginning, and what are your go-to inks now? Let's see, I have my ink swatch book here, and you can tell that my first inks are all within like the autumn color family. A lot of these were just inks that I was introduced to these inks. I think mostly it was Abby C. So But as you can tell, it's all autumnal. So there's Pilot Iroshi Zuku Tsukushi, there's Diamine Ancient Copper, Platinum Carbon Black Ink, Pilot Iroshi Zuku Inaho, and Southwest Noodler's Southwest Sunset. Unfortunately, these two inks are now discontinued. But as far as the inks that I am really drawn to now, it won't come as a surprise. It won't be a surprise that Teranishi Opera Rose is one of my absolute favorites. Basically, any of these inks in this sort of like dusky pinky rose brown color family, these are all my favorites. I have a bottle here of Teranishi Opera Rose, and I am about 60% done. I have about 40% left. I have used it so much over the past year. I've also shared with some pen friends, and so this remains still one of my favorites. But if you really want to know my newest go-to ink, it's this. I don't even want to pronounce it. It's Cassis, something of Cassis, and it's I'm forgetting the English translation, but I'll have it on screen. I do know it's black currant, so it's like something black currant purple. I didn't even think I would like this sort of ink, just because Urban has been around for years and years and years. They're not trendy, they're not new, they've been around forever. I have a certain love affair right now with this ink, and I will show it to you and highlight it in another video because I recently got acquainted with a new pen, which I bought in person over at Oblation Papers. But this ink and that pen in particular have become my newest love. So anyway, this ink right now is my go-to ink. Question number 3, how have your ink and pen tastes changed over time? I think my answer to that is it has changed over time, and it really also hasn't, because right now I am currently loving Pilot Iroshi Tsukushi. I'm also loving Diamine Ancient Copper. So in a way, it has changed over time, and now I'm returning to the inks that I first was acquainted with. So I think it also just depends on the ink and pen combination. Not only that, it depends on the ink, pen, and paper combination. So there have been inks that I didn't think I would love that I fell in love with because of the particular pen and ink pairing. For a long time, I wasn't into Diamine Ancient Copper only because I was exploring and figuring out what inks that I liked, what pens that I liked the inks in, or did that make sense? But yeah, I would say that it just depends where I'm at in my fountain pen ink journey. Right now, I am really into rosy, pinky browns. I'm also into purples. I'm really surprised by that, actually. I was into Purple Rain recently. So I actually don't really know how it is changing, except to say that it is changing. It's constantly changing because it just depends on the pen and ink combination. Yeah, I think that's all it is. I still really like shading inks, but then I also love kind of the more saturated inks that don't shade, but they look beautiful in a finer tipped nib, or like in a finer nib. It's a circuitous answer. It's kind of a, it's not a direct, clear answer, but I guess I can just say that how have they changed? Yeah, they have changed. I mean, especially with inks. Oh, but with pens, what has changed is that I have found that right now I am really into fine and extra fine nibs. So I love right now my TWSBI Eco in extra fine, and this is this is an extra fine with rose gold. I really, really love my Pilot 8 Custom 823, and this is in fine. Yep, I really like my finer nibs right now. Not really into kind of my more medium and broad nibs right now. I mean, that's really just a change from the last month, but I'm finding that I'm really gravitating towards extra fines and fines, actually more like extra fines these days, which is really interesting. So that has been the change, where before I was really into like fine and medium nibs, maybe even dabbling in a little bit of broad, but it was definitely more like between the fine and medium. And now I'm finding that I'm really being drawn to the extra fines and fines between that nib width. Question number 4, are there pens and inks that you have yet to try and would like to? Yes. And it's actually tied to question number 8. So yeah, so why don't I share questions 4 and 8 together at the very end. My Holy Grail pen hasn't changed from last year. It's still the Limited Pens Korea Leonardo collaboration. It's the Leonardo Momento Zero Grande in abalone. I can't find it anywhere. Also, it's really expensive. It's outside of my price range right now. So even if I could find it, I don't know if I could afford it or if I choose to purchase it right now, but it's definitely a Holy Grail pen. I've never even held a Momento Zero Grande yet, so that's what a pen show will be for, when I can try those pens out. Number 6, how many pens do you currently own? This is my 20 pen Galen leather pouch. Is that what you call it? No, it's my Galen 20 pen pouch. I've got almost all of it filled, so I have 19 here. I have 6 vintage pens. I have 3, actually I have 4 Pilot Kakunos. This is more for experimentation, especially with inks. And then I have 10 here. So I would say 20, including the 4th Pilot Kakuno that's currently by my bed right now. It's my nightstand. There's 20 here. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 26. And then I have one very special pen that I am not ready yet to share with you because it's that special to me. I'm going to have it in a future video, but it's probably my favorite pen right now. I'm sorry to keep you waiting, but it feels that special. It's almost like that special relationship with someone where you're not ready to broadcast it yet, but it's coming because that relationship means so much to me. But officially, I have 27 pens. The 27th pen is not here. I have it tucked away, but I'm going to set that aside for a future video. Because it requires its separate video. So I would say officially I have 27 pens. This pen was given to me by a viewer. This is a Kaweco Dia, and this is in an extra fine pen or extra fine nib. And this has been really fun to write with. But thank you, Doug. Thank you for this pen. Okay, question number 7. Do you have a limit on pens and inks in your collection? Is it a number? Is it a feeling? And when do you know you've reached your max? Yes, I have a limit on pens and inks in my collection. It's not a number, it's definitely a feeling, and that feeling is overwhelm. I felt really overwhelmed by the accumulation of pens. I was kind of doing it impulsively. I was doing it without feeling really grounded or intentional in my decisions. And so I put a stop to it. So right now it's definitely a feeling. I've gone through that speedy accumulation phase, and now I really just want to get to know my pens. And when do you know you've reached your max? I feel like I've reached my max right now, but that'll be different by the end of the year after I've spent this year really getting to know my pens and inks. I've slowed down. Actually, I haven't purchased a pen or an ink since last year, except, you know, as I'm on a no buy season, it's a no buy, online no buy. I did purchase a pen and an ink in person earlier this month, and that was over at Oblation Papers. But yeah, I will know when I've reached my max, and I know the max is now. But also, I'm going to be going to Japan and Korea this summer with my family. So I know that I'm saving some funds to be able to purchase some pens and inks there. So yeah, so right now it definitely is a feeling. I feel like I need to stop. Also, it's a financial feeling too. I just don't have the funds right now. And I'm saving, I'm setting aside funds for our Japan and Korea trip this summer. Question number 8, what would you do if another pen and ink came along? Now this is related to question number 4. Are there pens and inks that you have yet to try and would like to? So right now, as I'm in this stationary no buy, yes, there are so many new releases. There are YouTube videos, other folks posting their new pens. Well, posting videos of their newly acquired pens and inks, and it's been a delight to watch them. And so I've been eyeing a few pens and inks, and I'm doing, where is it? Oh, I need to grab my A6 journal. Okay, this is my journal, my daily journal, but in the beginning, in the first few pages, in the monthly pages, what I did here was I created a wish list. So I have pens and inks that I want to buy. And this was inspired by Lau from Kenchon Crafts because he created a wish list notebook. And he has drawn, I don't know if he's drawn, but he's definitely collaged and put together photos and images of pens that he wants to try. And also Little Coco Studio has created like a pen log where she draws all the pens that are in her pen collection. And I thought those are wonderful ways of slowing down and taking stock of what you want to buy, and also really kind of spending time with what you already have. So anyway, this is my wish list. These two are inks. I was inspired by Snarky Wordsworth. She had a recently currently inked video where she featured Ferris Wheel Press Spadina Rose and Robert Oster's Rose Gold Antiqua. And I am currently in this phase right now where I'm into the rosy inks. This has a beautiful like rose gold shimmer. Spadina Rose is like a beautiful muted rose pink that has beautiful shading, and it's not as saturated. So anyway, it's just a beautiful ink. Anyway, so I have those two. Those are on my ink wish list. And then here is my Holy Grail pen. It's a Limited Pens Korea Leonardo Momento Zero Grande in abalone. These two inks I was inspired by Aesthetic Paper Company. It's the Sailor Wancher, I don't know how to pronounce that, Pro Gear in Mocha Brown. And then also I have the Sailor Nagasawa Hamore B pen. It's absolutely beautiful. If I had that pen, I would ink it with Shirakashi, Sailor Shirakashi. But anyway, so I've created a pens and inks wish list. So anytime a new pen and ink comes along, especially in the season of no buy, online no buy, I'm going to put it on this wish list. And I think that has been helping me to just to be able to settle that desire to buy these inks and pens. But also it allows me to kind of redirect that energy onto a page. So here's the landing page of all the things that I want. I hope you enjoyed this chatty video. Please, please, please be a part of the 8 pen questions hashtag. Well, I hope you enjoyed my 8 pen questions response. We've got folks who have signed up, and there is going to be a video every single day for the month of March. But whether you signed up or not, We want to hear your stories. I would love to hear about your particular fountain pen journey and would love to hear all your responses to these questions, whether you've done it last year or this will be your first time. I would love to hear from you. I have it in the description box below, but the next person on this 8 pen questions train is Shauna from Serial Nana. So the fun fact about her channel is that the 8 pen questions video from last year was the very first video that she published on her channel. So what a fun way to carry on this tradition. So I'm sending it off to Shauna. All right, take care. Bye. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.